Hi there. Welcome back. I'm Lee Sharon, and this is the kitchen at Old Tavern Farm. We're still in winter. We've got a lot more weeks left of it. But sometimes I just like to take a cold winter day and work in my kitchen, make some snacks. And you know me, if I can make it here, I'd rather do that. Instead of going out into the cold, icy parking lots of stores and so on, I have all kinds of supplies here on the farm. In fact, my daughter calls them my apocalypse supplies, which I always laugh at. But you know, if you can save something and you can have stuff on hand, it's just a lot less bother. So today I wanted to show you guys how to make your own crispy, homemade, classic potato chips. Now, I do have another video that has just been going wild over the last few weeks. It's on how to make your own hash browns. Now, this technique is very similar to that hash brown technique, and I'll put a link to the info card so you can take a look at that video if you would like to. But I'm going to start with russet potatoes. I don't know if these are local or not. I got them from my local grocery store, full disclosure. I like to use russet potatoes when I am doing potato chips because they just hold up better. They're crisp. When you're done frying them, you can salt them. You can sprinkle them with ranch powder if you like. You can really do anything with them, and then just drop them in a plastic bag, and they keep like regular potato chips that you buy in the store. And I don't know if any of the rest of you have been shopping lately, but wow, is stuff expensive. And that includes snacks like potato chips. So if you can get a 10-pound bag of russet potatoes for $5, you can make about a garbage can bag full of your own potato chips for pennies. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use my Cuisinart, or this is my little Cuisinart, I call it. And I slice them up with this blade, which I've already done a batch of them, if you can see. This is like, I don't know, it's like an 1/8 of an inch thick blade. You can slice these by hand if you like. But the key to getting all the potato chips being crispy is having them all be the same thickness. Okay, so you're just going to drop your potatoes in through your feed tube on your food processor, whichever kind you choose to use. I like Cuisinart. I have 2 of them, and they've always worked really well for me. So anyway, then I'm going to bring you down here in the sink and show you what I've got going on. Okay, so then I just drop all my potatoes into a bowl of nice cold water, and you will start to see, I don't know if you can see just yet, but not only does it just help clean the potatoes, but you also are rinsing out the starch in the potatoes. So I let my potatoes sit in this water for, I know it sounds excessive, but I like to let it sit at least 2 hours in this water and really kind of from time to time just take and, there's my good English again, from time to time just run my hands through the water and sort of make sure all the surfaces of the potatoes are being rinsed off by the water. This is to get rid of the starch. The starch is part of what makes a soggy potato chip, and you'll find as you keep doing this process, the potatoes will get sort of more rigid, and so that is also helpful too to make a really good potato chip. All right, so once this process is finished, we're just going to drain them, and we're going to let them stand for at least 30 minutes just to get all the water out, because as we have talked about in other frying videos, water and hot oil do not mix. They are not best friends. So you want everything when you do your frying, you want everything to go into the fryer as dry as you can get it. Okay? All right, so then we're going to move on to that next step, and I'll show you another little trick that helps get really beautiful, crispy, homemade potato chips. Let's get going. I'm going to turn my vent on so I can suck out the fumes just for a minute. Okay. Okay. So to start with, we want to start with a small amount of product in our basket. And then we're going to drop it down very slowly. And the trick is this right here. This is just your ordinary bamboo skewer you can get anywhere. And we're just going to keep the product moving in the oil. And I'll show you that in just a second. So like 2 handfuls of the potatoes is more than enough. Okay? So I'm going to take this, drop it down really slowly. I drop it down slowly so if it wants to overflow, I can quickly get it back out and it'll control it. Okay, once I see that the oil isn't going to overflow, I just let it sit for a minute. I'm going to turn my fan back up. Sorry for the noise. Okay, then I'm going to take my skewer and I'm just going to poke. Poke, poke, poke. And I'm going to keep those potatoes moving. Okay, so when the potatoes start to turn this sort of golden brown color and the bubbles start to calm down, see there's hardly any foam or anything like that in the oil, then these are ready to come up. So I'm just going to bring them up, let them drain for a few minutes, like a few seconds. And then I've got a bowl here that is lined with paper towels. Sometimes I use cotton toweling if I don't have paper towels available. So I'm just going to scoop this back a little bit and I'm going to show you how I put it out. Drop the chips inside, set my basket back, and as you can see they're beautiful golden brown, and at this stage the oil is still wet, okay, on the chips. Now is the time to add your flavoring. My husband likes plain potato chips, and so I'm going to just take let's see if I can, just a little bit of iodized salt or granular salt, about, oh, that's probably about 1/4 teaspoon, and I'm just gonna sprinkle the salt on there and just give it a good shake. And that's all there is to it. That is all there is to beautiful homemade potato chips when you can't afford or find any snacks that you want. So these will sit for, oh gosh, I don't know. These will be good for days to come. Store them in an airtight bag. I'm going to keep frying because we're going to have a bacon sort of chop house salad tonight, and we're going to have these chips with them. And I'm going to keep on going with this. So you guys go out and make your own potato chips, make your own stuff. This is you'd probably pay about $3 or $4 for these chips in the grocery store. And they're every bit as delicious, yummy. They're just every bit as good as what you would find in the store. So, okay.